All right, welcome back to Blue by 90. I am Justin, joined by Jack and Caitlin as always. And here we are. We're a little bit into the basketball season, still playing football. I feel like we're kind of in this limbo a little bit here. It's December 19th that we're recording this on the Sunday. Watching the Lions currently up 10-0 on the Cardinals. So if you're listening to this and the Lions lose like 27-10, just know that we were recording this while they were up. So good start there for the Lions, possibly getting their second victory. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird. Obviously, Michigan's played in bowl games that have played on New Year's Day and, late into the season, but to like be watching Michigan basketball, like I was at Chrysler yesterday watching Michigan basketball, but everyone's really pretty focused on this football team still. They put up a couple times, like beat Georgia, and the place went nuts, more so than they did for the basketball team. But yeah, I mean, let's talk a little bit of hoops before we get into football here too. So Michigan having some struggles early. But they got it together yesterday against Southern Utah, won by 1 billion points, it seemed like, and definitely felt more in rhythm. So I don't know. What's you guys' take on this? Obviously, we all thought Michigan basketball was going to like come out and be, a top 5 team, and they aren't. Are you in panic mode yet, guys, or are you going to let them get into, have some time to get into it here?
I mean, I think we all know that I always have the best takes on this podcast, and I said it earlier and episodes previously that they would figure out, and it would we'd be fine. Michigan basketball would be good, and I mean Southern Utah, they're picked to win their conference, which is whatever, a smaller conference, but I think they're supposed to be a decent team. I just need to apologize to Devontae Jones. I thought he played fucking awesome last game. He seemed like he was playing more of like a point guard role, still scored when he needed to, had some nice hesitation moves. Dickinson with the right hand was looking good. So I'm happy, man. I'm happy with how men's basketball is performing. And I'm looking at this right now, but women's basketball is up 33-29 at halftime against Baylor. What? And Baylor's fifth in the country. Yeah.
Wow. Oh yeah. Shit. That's sick. All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, definitely I would agree with you. I'll hand it over to you, Caitlin, in a second here, but I agree with you. First thing that stood out yesterday was Devontae Jones getting to the rack and actually making buckets. Like, he has been a turnover machine all year, just hasn't looked like he felt comfortable on the floor. And then yesterday, obviously, like we said, it is Southern Utah, but he definitely looked more comfortable and looked like he was like knew what he was doing in his role and all that stuff. So that was good. I mean, I love Moussa Diabate, and I've been a little frustrated watching Hunter Dickinson already this year, but it's so obvious how much of an impact Hunter Dickinson makes when he's on the floor too. He really just, you can't guard him, especially when it's Southern Utah, and I'm assuming they're biggest guy yesterday looked like he was like 6'9", so obviously it's hard to guard a 7'2" guy when you don't have the height, but he makes such a big difference in Michigan's rotation. So yeah, Kaylin, what did you think?
Yeah, I'm definitely not hitting the panic button, but I do think there's room for like constructive criticism on this team for sure. I think I heard on the broadcast that the tallest guy on the team was 6'7". So
it looked like advantage, that, so I wouldn't doubt it.
The height advantage was definitely on our side of the court, and you could tell a couple of those plays. And actually, I really liked how loose they played. That was yesterday. That was yesterday, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I like how loose they played, because there was one alley-oop. It was like Frankie Collins to Moussa Diabate, and that just like, that was sweet. I was going wild here.
Well, not even that too. Like I felt like they were just finding guys that were open. There was one, I think it was the first possession of the game where Devontae was like wide open under the basket, and Dickinson wasn't able to see him or didn't know he was there or whatever. But outside of that, I thought they were just very assertive and aggressive on the offensive side of the ball and just had confidence in where they were putting the ball and where they knew their teammate was going to be, because they were getting guys like in rhythm and they're just going up and putting it in the basket. So I thought they just played really well as a team yesterday. And obviously, again, you know, when Hunter goes 22-10, hard to lose games. So are they going to win the national title? If you ask me today, yeah, 100%. I think they're going to beat Gonzaga by like 50 points. So that was not betting advice, but I might throw some money down on Michigan to win the Natty now while the odds are good.
All right, Mr.
like,
Optimistic.
Always,
well, actually, you hit on a really good point. Their confidence, and when their confidence is high, they take more threes, and I feel like they get more drops on those threes as well, and that's huge, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
I'll honest. Even when like looking at the stats, I don't think they took. I mean, they shot 18 threes, 38%, which is solid. Like that's great, but I don't feel like anybody really like. I don't feel like they were relying on it, which was great.
Yeah,
but I agree.
I agree
with what you were saying. And Zeb Jackson was 2 for 2 from 3. Devontae was 3 for 3.
Craziest stat line here is Eli Brooks with only 2 points.
Only had 2 points. Yeah.
For them to play that well, like I think we all thought, and it has been very obvious, like this team is like only good if Eli is dominating and getting the ball every time down the court. But he actually sat for long stretches yesterday. So I don't know if he was dealing with anything or something like that, but he, I mean, he didn't really have a huge impact on the game in terms of scoring, but they still played well, which I think is really encouraging, because I thought, you know, and what it's looked like up to this point is like Eli's got to do it all because Devontae can't, and, you know, nobody feels like they can run this offense except for Eli. So that was, I liked seeing that. Also seeing Zeb and Kobe Buffkin in there. I loved seeing them too. I think there were times yesterday when like it was Hunter, Musa, T. Will, Zeb, and Buffkin, and I'm or maybe Frankie in there at some point too. Like that, Juwan went young with his rotation, which I thought was cool. And I think, you know, what I like about what Juwan is doing right now is it's probably like nobody's guaranteed any type of playing time right now. If you come in, work hard, and you start playing well, like you're going to get your minutes. And so I like what he's doing, and it seems like, you know, they are feeling a little bit better. The other part that was sweet last night was who was in the building. So, yeah. I mean, listen, there's not another coach in the entire country that's bringing in a Hall of Fame coach, a Hall of Fame player, and a current All-Star on a random Saturday night versus Southern Utah. So Juwan brings in Eric Spoelstra, legendary Miami Heat coach, Tracy McGrady,
one of my favorite
Duncan Robinson.
Tracy McGrady.
T-Mac, dude. I mean, come on. That was insane.
Yeah, him and the Slim Reaper. So he's got he's hitting all facets, right? He's got one of the most legendary coaches with the Heat. Everybody respects him and loves him. T-Mac, one of my favorite, you know, basketball players in my time growing up. And then, you know, top 5 shooter in the NBA right now.
Yeah.
You know, and Slim Reaper and Duncan Robinson. So yeah, that's fine. You're right. I mean, who else is gonna bring him in against a fucking Southern Utah?
Yeah, I mean, like you know, like so he'll have some guys like Jalen's obviously been there a lot, and Chris Webber's been there a couple times, but usually people are coming for big games. But like to come just for on a random Saturday, you know, before Christmas against while obviously Duncan's like he's playing right now
in season, yeah,
you know. So I think it was after seeing those guys talk to the team post game too. I think it was a very obvious concerted effort, like to bring a couple guys in, talk about culture, talk about like let's get together as a team, and like he needed somebody else with some different perspective to talk to these guys. So yeah, man, that's what you know. That's I thought it was pretty sweet to see that. Yeah, so this hoops team is looking a little bit better. I mean, I'm not ready to say that they're like back and, ready to compete quite yet. But it definitely yesterday was a step in the right direction, just in terms of like how they looked and felt. They felt comfortable and all that. And so I think that a couple of these young guys, if they get in and start like having a major impact, that I think it would be interesting to see how many minutes they get. I actually on Twitter last night asked Ant Wright for what he thought for Michigan's rotation. And he said, let me pull it up real quick.
So Justin, you're an idiot. Stop tweeting.
He actually did not say that, so that was very nice of him.
Did Janine Howard ever respond to your tweet?
She did not. She did not respond to my tweet. We don't talk about that. I got yelled at by my fiance for that one.
Really? I'm shocked.
Yeah, I don't know why. I didn't really understand it. I don't know what I did. She goes, Justin, you can't do that. People know it's you. I'm like, sorry, she's hot. What do you want from me?
What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do my best play-by-play here while Rose trying to figure out what he's
right,
doing. Baylor. Oh, no. That's Michigan ball. Look at that.
We're watching the Michigan women's game versus Baylor ending
59-59 with 4.5 seconds left.
Wow. What a game. KBA.
KBA is a baller.
Orange Theory member.
She is. Oh, they're reviewing it. Yeah, that's Michigan
They're reviewing it. All right, so
hold on, here we go. Go ahead.
All right, so Ant Wright said this. I wanted to get you guys' take. So he said their rotation should be 8 people deep. So he wants to see Hunter, Jones, Brooks, Musa, Caleb, Frankie as the 6-man rotation, and then whoever ends up better between Johns and T-Will should get a spot. And then whoever ends up better in terms of Zeb and Kobe. So like one power forward, one guard, essentially at the end there. What do you guys think? I just think it's going to be tough. I mean, Johns and T-Will are 2 completely different players. So it'll end up on matchups there, I think, if they have a couple big men. And then Zeb and Kobe, both of them are about the same. I don't know. That's going to be a tough decision between 8 to 10 for Juwan.
I mean, I like what I've seen from Kobe recently. I like him, and Zeb too. I mean, Zeb's been a little bit of a shooter. But right now, if I had to pick between Frankie and Kobe, I think it's pretty tough because Frankie does not seem very reliable at the free throw line. And as much as he likes to drive the ball, they're like, okay, let's just fucking foul him, and then he'll miss his free throws.
Frankie's definitely not a shooter. He's if you go watch
he hits some threes, I mean, he can shoot a little bit, but he's definitely not good at the line.
But if you go watch his high school tape, every single highlight is him just getting to the rack, and he's really good at it, but he's not like trying to create an outside shot really much.
Oh wow.
I mean, I feel like that lineup or that tweet, isn't that already like kind of what they're doing in some ways? Like I was like listening to those names, and I'm like, I feel like that's what they're doing.
Yeah, but I think that what he's saying is right now, because it's early in the year, they've been playing like a 10-man rotation and really getting guys minutes. But at some point, which is kind of how this is how basketball works, kind of college basketball is like you play your guys early and everybody, and then by the time conference play starts again, like you really want to cut it down to like a 7-8-man rotation to get guys significant minutes, right? Where instead of everyone going in for 2 minutes at a time, right? Something like that. So I hear what you're saying, but I think his point is to like, you either got to cut T-Will out of the rotation or cut Brandon out of the rotation. And then same thing with Zeb or Kobe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's talking about going down the stretch here. I mean, I don't think that's a bad take at all. I mean, honestly, it kind of comes down to like Brandon Johns a little bit, in my opinion, because he's just been like hot or cold. And eventually I think Juwan's going to like make a decision about where he stands in the rotation there. So I don't know. I'm not the coach.
If it was up to me, I'd say T. Will over Brandon Johns right now. 100%, no question.
I agree because I thought about this. We posted something on Twitter with Sean D. I don't know if you saw this, but it was one of the coolest things I've seen. It's Sean D. When he was a kid, I think in high school or something, and he has a picture with LeBron at some camp or something. And then the next one was his mom took a picture of the TV when he's sitting on the bench next to LeBron with the Lakers. And it's like, that's just freaking sweet, dude.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. But what that made me think is like, I think we're forgetting how much we miss Sean D. Coming in last year, being able to just drill threes like nobody's business was huge. And we don't have that guy coming off the bench right now. I mean, T. Will definitely has shown that he can hit threes, but he's not that 3-point shooter, just like solely. So I think I agree with you. If that's probably our bigger need is in 3-point shooting right now, more than Brandon Johns coming in as like an extra big guy, because Diabate and Dickinson can get it done.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. There was an awesome part of the game last night. Obviously, they had a huge height advantage, but it was like Diabate missed a putback, and then Dickinson was there, and I think he finished the putback. But it was almost like they're like playing like catch over the rim, like to each other, because they're just so fucking big.
Yeah.
But I loved it. Overtime right now for women's basketball. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll obviously talk some more hoops. They've got a couple more games. They play next Tuesday, I believe. I can't remember who they play. They play IPFW. I think it's just PFW now. They dropped the Indiana. It's just Purdue, Fort Wayne. But they play them Tuesday and then go to UCF on the 30th. So that game could be interesting. UCF's been pretty solid for the past, 3, 4, 5 years. No idea what they look like this year. But that's the last non-conference game, and then we're into the Big Ten, and immediately go Rutgers, and then host MSU and Purdue back to back, January 8th and 11th. So they're gonna have to figure it out quickly if they want to not get blown out in those games. So it'll be interesting. But let's we've got a very special guest coming up. And we're super excited to have him on. Flipping the script a little bit over to the football side, Junior Colson will be joining us here in a second. Fantastic interview. He is very infectious personality. So it was cool to get to talk to him. And so we'll let you guys listen here and get to know the smiling Junior Colson. All right, now we welcome on Junior Colson, freshman linebacker for Michigan. Junior, thanks for joining us. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. So obviously you guys are in a little break right now between games after the Big Ten championship. So have you guys been just continuing going at it, or did you guys got a little bit of time off, right, to get a little breather?
Yes, sir. We got a little bit of time off, but that was last week. Now we're right back in it. Bring more curiosity, bring everything we got to practice.
Awesome. Now I wanted, so we were watching some stuff on you, and I've heard, seen some videos and stories, and I wanted to give you the chance to tell your story, because I don't know if a lot of people know like where you came from, how you got here to Michigan, or even the United States in general.
Yeah, I've talked about that story a lot. Everybody, tell me about this. Yeah, no. I was adopted like when I was like really young. I was about 9, 10. Came to America. Didn't really know that much English, but picked up sport football. I was mostly a soccer kid. So when they first said football, I thought soccer, So, but now when I saw pads, I was like, what are those? After that, it's been it's been fun just picking that up, just picking the sport up. And the sport's treated me well, treat the sport well. Embrace each other.
So when did you kind of know that you were going to be pretty good at football when you started playing? Because you said you didn't start playing until you're like 10?
Yes, sir. I was about 10, turning 11. I don't know. I've always had a lot of confidence. So I've always been like, I'm going to make a pro. I'm going to do that. Because I was always like, if I do something, I always want to be like at the top level, at the best level. So I was like, on my mindset, I was like, I weighed maybe like 50 pounds.
But you were a speedster though, right?
That was fast. That was it. I probably got tackled like 0 times. Michigan middle school. Like I was not, because if you hit me, I'll break. I got the ball. Maybe if I can't outrun you, she knows the touchdown. Right out of bounds. That was my mindset until about high school. I was like, out of bounds. It's been fun.
That's awesome.
I mean,
go ahead.
Go ahead, Jack.
Well, I was gonna say, have you had any talks with Harbaugh or Gaddis about trying to play on the offensive side of the ball at all at Michigan?
We did talk a little bit back in like high school.
Okay.
More like kick return and all that stuff. Cause like I'm really good at kick return. And then we talked about that, and it was more like after you gotten used to like the system, got into the process of it, maybe we can try some stuff around. But and I just make sure I'm getting used to the system.
I was saying
we haven't seen that since what, Peppers back in 2017, 2018,
2016.
Yeah. You might have to change your number to little Charles Woodson and get on both sides of the balls there.
That's what I'm saying.
There you go. Well, we just had Mike Barrett on too. He had the perfect throw at Maryland to so hey, you can, there's some guys on this defense that play special teams, so you can get on there.
That's true.
And I mean, it's funny because you're saying that you didn't like to get hit, weren't like a big contact guy, but now you're a linebacker where all you do is hit people all day. So at what point were you like, all right, I guess I can hit some people?
Probably my sophomore year in high school. I realized I was bigger than a lot of people. I was like, the first couple of hits, like my whole sophomore year, if you like watch most of my highlights, like I don't think I went to the ground like once. Most of my tackles were like I just sling people. I wasn't about going to the ground. I was like, nah, it's not for me. Coach was like, tackle him. I'm like,
that's funny.
It was a process getting me to like switch to defense, because I was like the one time I'll ever be on defense was like when I was growing up was to be safety. I had about 0 tackles till about high school. Like every time if somebody broke free a running back, I'll like go around them and then start chasing, and I'll make sure I never get close enough to tackle them, because I wasn't really about that, I wasn't really. I was more back there for like picks. If you throw the ball up, I'm gonna go get it. On top wasn't big for me.
That's awesome. Well, hey, we're glad to have you at linebacker. Obviously, it's panned out pretty well here, with freshman All-American, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's congratulations, man. That's a pretty cool feat. And I think just in general, it was really cool to see you and Nikai Hill-Green come in as youngsters and get, some really significant playing time at that linebacker position, right? So did you feel like you were like, holy crap, I'm already in here, like what's going on? Or were you just like, all right, let's do it?
I was more like, all right, let's do it. I don't know. I've always kind of like believed in like, myself, my work ethic. And so I was like before I even came, I was like, I want to start, but like, I don't know how it's going to be and all that stuff. So I came in with just the mentality to work at it. And when I finally got my opportunity to start, I was like, I'm going to run with this. I looked around, I'm like, I'm not getting this back. I'm not getting this spot back. It's set now.
Yeah, you guys are stacked in that linebacker room too, right? I mean, obviously, Josh Ross is going to be gone after this year, I think. But you got Nikai Hill-Green. Is Barrett going to be back?
Yes, sir.
Next year?
Barrett, Khalil. We got a lot of people. We got a lot of young ones too. People in my grade, Tyler, Jaden, people coming up from 22. It's gonna be a pretty fun room for the next couple of years.
Yeah, for sure. Nice little linebacker. You might have to name you guys.
Oh,
Oh,
I like that.
Ooh. And then you've also got a relatively young coach there as well, right? I mean,
dude.
what has he kind of brought to the table for you guys?
He's brought the energy, the mindset. He's kind of brought everything because like he brought the young mind because he can relate to us a lot. It's like like Coach Hilo, I see him as my brother. Like I just see him as like a big brother to me. That I was like, it's kind of like I try to pick his brain, try to pick Coach Mac's brain, both our brains, just like on the daily. See how try to take as much because like they're young, but they've had like a lot of experience, a lot of big time experience, a lot of big time. They've been in a lot of big time games. Like Coach Hilo has coached in 2 national championship teams already. And then Coach Mac, he was in the pros for a long time, so they got a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge between them two, and I'm trying to take as much as I can before I leave.
And speaking of big brother, so we had Mike Barrett on the podcast last week, and he said that he picks on you. We were talking about who's funny and how the linebacker room is. He said that he gives you some shit every day because you're like the little guy in the room.
I am age-wise, I am the little guy in the room.
Yeah.
But I feel like I pick on them more than they pick on me. Definitely more than they pick on me because like I pick on his size quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean you're what, 6'2". Mike's is he 6 foot even?
Nah, he said he's 6 foot.
6 foot on the roster, maybe like five.
Yeah.
That's like me. I'll go to the doctor's office, stand on my tippy toes, get up to 6 feet.
So like, I feel like I pick on him more because like the pants he wears, like they're a little bit big, prize pants and all that. When he wears his shorts, I'm like, maybe like a little kid, I feel like I pick on him a little bit more, but you can go both ways.
But I mean, did you just turn 18, or you're super young for like where you're at right now, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty crazy too. Do you feel like the young guy in the room, or is it, you've always been like that, like youngest guy in your grade type of deal? So just roll with it.
I've always kind of been like that. I don't know, like coach was like when I first started playing a lot and not starting, he was like, you're not a freshman anymore. You can't have that mindset. You can't have the mindset of a freshman. Like now, like, you're in the big leagues, you're in the big ball. So like that's always been like my mindset. Like, sure, I'm like a freshman, but like I don't really see myself as like a freshman. I see myself as like a football player who just goes out there and does his job.
Yeah, and I feel like the first game that I noticed that like you don't play like a freshman. That's very clear. And I remember I think it was the Penn State game because I think you were the leading tackler in the Penn State game. You had like 12 tackles. And was that your first sack too against Penn State?
It was.
Yeah, I remember. I was like, that kid was just shot out of a cannon, man. And you took down God, I can't remember what his name is right now. Clifford, yeah. But
everybody got a
like,
sack in that game, though. To be honest,
like,
so,
yeah.
Everybody was getting a sack. They're like, when the stat sheet came out, it said me and Aiden shared the sack. I was like, why do you have to be there? You're gonna get your own anyway.
I know, man.
He's got enough. Come on, man. They gotta give one to you.
Anyways.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, man. Well, so I mean, it's you guys have, as you are still a freshman, even though you don't act like it or don't think like it, right? This was your first experience at Michigan. And obviously it's been super successful, right? So is it something, there's in past years that haven't had this type of success? Is it something that you guys came in and it's what I think has been cool about the success of this team is obviously there are seniors leading this team like Josh Ross, like Brad Hawkins, especially on the defensive side. Aiden is right there, obviously. But everywhere there are young guys that are contributing. You think about you and Nakai on the defensive side and a couple guys on the D line. And then on the offensive side, Donovan and JJ and all that stuff. Have you guys as a group of freshmen like come in and got together and had a mentality like, hey, we aren't like just going to sit on the sideline and wait our turn. Why not go get it right now?
Yes, sir. A couple of us have gotten together. We talked about it. We tell everybody this too. Like, we're the best class. It's like, we're the ones that push y'all. That's kind of, I think, like, we're the best class out of all of y'all. So it's like, we came in with the mentality that, we're going to contribute any way we can. Anyhow, like, just find a way to get on the field and help out. And we know, like, the type of talent we got, type of people we got, like, in our grade. I think we can really, for the next couple of years, do something with it.
And talking about that class too, you guys are
We're stacked. We're stacked class.
Uh-oh, did Jack
Maybe lost Jack, but
all right. He's frozen, but we'll pick it up here. Yeah, I mean that class is crazy. All right, Jack, you back?
Am I back? I think the power went out.
You got no
what's
TV
going
or
on.
lights
What
in
the
the
hell
background.
is going on? I know. I don't know what happened. I don't. Okay, fill me in. What did I miss?
I mean, we were just going on about your question there. So you were talking about the class.
Did it get through? Yeah. So the class that you guys are in, you're undefeated against Ohio State. Nobody's been able to say that since what, 2011 class when their freshman year. You guys got to keep that up. That's a lot of pressure.
Not really. We've always just had the mentality, like, and we talk about it a lot too. Every time, like, some of the older kids try to get an argument, I'm like, we're undefeated. We're undefeated.
That's awesome.
All arguments, but I don't know that we talked about that when we committed, before we committed. We've always like talked about it, like, everything we've talked about has come true. Everything we like, all the process throughout it all, we've been like, we're gonna do this. It's come true, and so that's what we gotta keep doing. Just keep, making things happen.
You guys
go ahead, Kalen.
You guys have played in so many great games this year, especially from a fan perspective. But I'm curious, kind of like, what's been your favorite experience at a game, home or away, this year that maybe you can tell us about?
Probably Washington was one of my favorite games, because it was my first night game. It was my first night game. First, it was different. It was like kind of exhilarating, because I was like, that was the first game I kind of like, really got a taste of football, a taste of like, that college life, just enjoying it. But it was a surreal moment for me. That first night game, it was.
I mean, the crowd was insane too. Like the visual of all the pom-poms and all that stuff. I mean, when you guys were coming out of that tunnel, was it, and it obviously, it's your first experience in the big house, but just like we haven't had college football really with fans, for the past 2 years, right? That was like, it was the second game, but it was like, it felt like the first like big time moment back in the big house. When you guys were coming out of that tunnel, was it just like, man, this feels good. This feels like we're back. And it just felt like, I'm assuming it was exhilarating.
It was exhilarating. Just while we got out of the tunnels, I was like, probably like the only time I like really noticed the fans. Cause most of the time when I get in the zone, I just kind of like, get in the zone. But like, that moment was just, you get goosebumps. You get excited. It's just, wow. Everything's coming true. Everything's coming real. Yeah, it was awesome. Coming out of there, just wow.
Okay, but what was louder though? Because when we were at the Ohio State game too, and oh my God, it felt like I was screaming to Jack right next to me and still couldn't we couldn't hear each other. So tell us about what that was like as well.
That game was awesome. I got half that game, probably 99% of that game. I couldn't see anything. When the snow was falling, I could not see. I was just like, Brad, I was kind of like, I could not see. I was just like, snow's getting my eyes. I'm over here like wiping the ball snap. I'm like, oh, what's happening? But no, that game was so fun. And like, I thought I was gonna be like, wearing long sleeves and all that. it was snowing. Normally I was layered up. I was enjoying the moment. I didn't even feel the cold. It was just, and that game was loud too. That game, halftime, you couldn't hear anything that was happening out there. When you're talking to a Jabo, can't even hear me.
That's crazy.
I didn't even realize too, because you're coming from down south in Haiti, right? Was that the first time you saw snow?
No, I saw snow in like 2014. That was like
Okay.
and that was the first time like I've seen snow like falling like that. Like when I'm like out there and it's falling, I'm like, oh, I thought they usually happens at night. And then wake up and it's on the ground. Like I thought it was a night thing. Overnight you just wake up, it's like 5 inches.
Man. Yeah, dude. It's rough living up here.
Yeah,
it's rough living up here, but a good experience for you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So, I mean, you guys, that you had that game, it was unbelievable. And then you go right into the Big Ten championship game, and that was unbelievable too. A couple huge plays right at the beginning of that game that just like got everything rolling again. And I mean, that was obviously those parts were awesome, but what was it like to be part of that championship celebration and the confetti falling and all that stuff?
It was awesome. Cause like I just come out of the locker room when I saw all everybody, I was like, yes, I was excited because like I had gotten like a little banged up, so I was back there. But then when I came out, I was just like forgot all about that. I was just like in the moment, just living in the moment. It was everything's coming true. We still got ways to go. We still got more games to play. Like we're not one of those. I don't know. It just felt awesome not being one of those teams. Just like they're going home till the bowl game.
Yeah,
we're actually like playing for something bigger than just bowl game. So it was awesome.
Right, and it's with you being a freshman too, right? Like when did you sign? When did you sign? Like commit to Michigan?
May of my junior year.
Okay, so they still had. I'm trying to think of the record they had that year, but I mean, looking at last year, 2-4 over COVID. All this stuff. You hear rumblings from the media that everybody wants like Harbaugh fired. Like, what was your outlook like coming in as a freshman? Like, did you think that you guys would be here in this opportunity to like even beat Ohio State, win a Big Ten title, and now you're in the college football playoff?
We had, I think my class, like, we talked a lot. Like after we saw everybody losing, and we're like, let's be a team that changed it. Let's be the thing that changed it. I'm like, doesn't matter if we all come in, we all of us start right away. We're gonna make something happen. So like I was like kind of like our mindset. We're like, let's be the change. Let's bring something legendary here. Let's put our name, put our name in Schemberger Hall for the rest of our lives. So that was kind of all of our mindsets going into.
Hey, you guys did it.
You did it for sure.
Backed it up.
That day in Ann Arbor that you guys beat Ohio State it'll go down forever as one of the best days in Ann Arbor. So you made 110,000 people there happy, and then probably 15 million more on TV happy too. So yeah. pretty cool. So when we asked, we were talking to Mike Barrett last week, as I said too, and we were talking about who's the who clowns a lot in the locker room and all that stuff. He said you guys are pretty loose in general, but he said that the Green Twins, because I think he lives with them, and then a couple other guys too. Who in your class though is like the class clown, or who's the one that's like keeping it loose?
Probably TJ Guy.
Oh yeah. Okay.
He's very much free spirited, but like he's TJ Guy. A lot of us we keep it really, really loose. We have fun with it, but like, yeah, TJ.
All right. And then how have you guys been able to, because it definitely is a different mentality where you guys are relaxed and loose and all that stuff, but how do you stay focused while, how do you get that balance of, all right, we're going to have fun out here, because it's definitely been a change of like, even from coach, like he's like, hey, we're going out to have fun today. But you still got to get your job done too. Right. So how do you guys keep that balance?
I feel like just playing the sport is fun, like just like winning is fun. Everything is fun. So everything, like when you're doing your job, you study, you do all that, and like when it's paying off in practice and all that, and then in the games, is everything is like so much fun. So you're happy to go out there and press. You're happy to go out there because like you know your job, you know your assignment, you know your technique. So you're just flying through things. It's not like, dang it, having to run through it again. Everybody's moved down. But everybody puts a lot of time into it, a lot of energy. So like I think that's what makes everything just fun, because we're all just having fun. We understand our jobs, just doing it to the best of our abilities. So which makes practice fun. It's not harder on us. It's easy.
Right. And they've been playing music too in practice too, which is different. So you guys obviously have known it the whole time, but it's different from some of the older guys. They weren't doing a lot of that. And I don't know if you know this, but we kind of helped start the Pump It Up movement with Joel. So it's just, I think it's cool to see, Coach Harbaugh bring on all these younger coaches, and you guys have a different culture there and stuff too. So it's just been cool to see you guys enjoying football here, and obviously we enjoy watching you too. Is there a narrative going into this college football playoff, or a mindset, a mentality that you guys are trying to take on that is any different from what you guys have done this year, or are you guys sticking with everything?
We're sticking with everything, do what works. Just doing us, just being us. So that's what we're bringing into it. We're not going to try to change anything, because that's how people mess up. People make different mistakes by trying, it's a bigger game. No, we treat every game the same. Every game is like, it might be your last game, it might be a championship game. So that's like, our mentality is like, we're not going to be stopped. But right now, we want a ring.
I love it.
We're chasing that.
Love that.
One of hopefully many to come.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Excited.
Bro, you kind of just went right past it. But like, where did you first hear Pump It Up?
In the stadium. We're playing it. I was like, okay, I can get used to this. At first, I was like, just says it over and over again. I'm like, okay, I'm about done now. But now I'm getting used to it. I'm enjoying it. I'm jumping with it. But I'm jumping the train too.
We've gone back and forth with the artist. He's from England that made the song, so we've DM'd with him a little bit. And I wanted to be like, man, how'd you come up with these lyrics, dude? It's so creative, right?
Words.
But it's become a fun thing, obviously, for all of us here, and become kind of the anthem of this team, which has been cool. But yeah, I mean, the other thing I wanted to ask too with this next game coming up is a lot of people are not giving you guys a shot, right? It's the SEC, that we've seen this happen before where, the Big Ten or somebody else comes and tries to play Georgia or Alabama or, Clemson even, or somebody from the South. Right. And you're from the South too. So yeah, it's like, do you guys hear that at all? Or are you just trying to block it out? How do you feel about all that stuff when people are like, Georgia's gonna kill them and they don't have a shot at it?
We don't listen to outside noise. I don't really look at the news. That's like the first time I'm hearing of this, but like everybody give us 2% chance to make the playoffs. Everybody, they've doubted us. So like really all we need is our team. That's all we've needed from the beginning. That's all the belief we've needed. It's like, we got a lot of fans as for us now, but like before, a lot of them were kind of, but now, it's like all we need is just us. Just do it us, do our job. Don't worry about what the fans say. At the end of the day, everything's going to come in place.
Love it.
I like it a lot. And you're probably pretty pumped to be heading down to Miami in a little bit here. Get out of this snow and get to some warm weather, right?
Oh, you don't know how excited I am. I got all my shorts. I'm wearing zero pants. Zero pants. I'm wearing all shorts, So I'm excited. I'm trying to get back to like normal weather when I'm used to it. Like the hot over here is like 66, 65. I'm like, what is this?
That's like jacket weather for you down south, right?
Yeah, I'm like, it's still a little chilly. Y'all put a hoodie on, stuff like that down back south, put some sweats. But,
You've got to, I mean, you had to have noticed it by now, but people are crazy up here. Like people still wear shorts when it's like 20, 30 degrees.
That's what I'm saying. I asked him, so I'm like, how do y'all do this? Like, what goes through your mind? Like, like, I'm like, is it because your mom's not dressing you anymore? I'm going to go outside. I'm like, my mom saw me in those. Kill me. I'm like, that's what I did back in elementary school, you know. My mom picked out my outfit. You know, I'll hide a secret outfit in there too. So I'm like all neon, going to school. Mom, like, that's not the outfit I picked out. I'm like, this looks cool.
Awesome.
That's kind of what I feel like when I look outside and I see them in like shorts and all that. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh man. We just don't know how to act up here. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
if it's 65 degrees, I got a Hawaiian shirt on. It feels like paradise for me.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Now, do you guys have the have you been told at all what your schedule is about, you know, because there's going to be all these like bowl festivities and all that stuff. Like, have you been told what you guys are going to be doing yet?
Not yet. Most time we just kind of go like day by day.
Yeah.
By day, whatever the day holds, I'll find out at 7 a.m. in the morning.
There you go.
What I gotta do.
I'm heading down to Miami too, so I'll pack my shorts as well. I'll come bring you a Pump It Up t-shirt or something like that, and that you can rock there too.
I need to. I need to go buy some swimsuit. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm in Michigan. I'm never going to play swimsuit.
Nope.
Swimsuit, you know. Go out there and have fun with it.
Hey, we got the lakes up here though. You can swim in the summer. It's like 2 months out of the year, but still.
See, but like, I like clear water. I can't do lake water.
You can't do the lake water.
You're bougie, man.
Yeah.
My mom tells me too. Like, I do it. She's like, you're spoiled. I'm like, goodness.
Oh man, that's pretty funny.
We need to get you an NIL deal with some swimsuit brand. We gotta figure that out
Chubbies
for
or
you.
something. Yeah.
Chubbies,
Yeah,
there you go.
I need me some swimsuit. I'm like, well, I look good. Like, come on. Where you at? Make a deal happen. Something.
One day we're gonna see you as like a swimsuit model on the front cover of something.
And I'll have a big old smile on my face too.
Have you've got a big smile. You've got like a big personality too. Is that kind of like, does everybody say that to you? Are you the guy that's like always smiling?
Yes, sir, I am. Coach always asks me, do you ever stop smiling? I'm always happy. I'm always, you know.
Do you ever get in trouble? Like,
you cut out for a
do
second?
you ever get in trouble where you're like supposed to be serious, but you can't stop smiling or something?
A couple times. Coach like, stop smiling. He be telling me something. I'm like, just cheesing over here. I'm just like, yeah. Like, if doing like spring ball or like some practice, like we would have ran through something and like I might mess it up. I still got a big old smile on my face. Man, it's like he can't get mad. He's just like, it's like, you know.
Sorry, Coach. I'm just happy to be here.
I'm just like, just happy to be part. All these guys. So I'm just like, you know, we got a running joke. We got a couple jokes.
There you go. Yeah, and I like how, you know, Josh and Mike seem to, they definitely like are that older brother a little bit to you. Like there's some back and forth there. You know, outside of the giving each other shit, is there stuff that they've taught you too, like taking you under their wing, and like what would be the one lesson you've you can remember as like the big thing that stood out you learning something from a senior?
Josh Ross has taught me a lot, like a whole lot. Just just believing in myself, believing in my talent. It's just like, like the football IQ aspect of it, just like studying the film, really like truly studying the film. Like high school, I studied film, but not really. It was mostly like, I'll either like turn it on and like go sleep just so my coach wouldn't get mad at me during times. But now it's awesome. Most time in high school, I was just like, I'll turn my huddle on and then go ahead, take a nap. Now I'm really truly just studying the film, just learning, breaking it down, just learning, like, just falling in love with football.
Bro's getting a little choppy over there.
Yeah,
I do.
Bro, love that one.
Yeah, he's frozen in one little spot right there.
So I do have a.
Am I back now?
Kinda a little robotic. Honestly, it might be a better version of you. Oh yeah, he's gone. So Junior, I've got a question for you. So you were recruited by Coach Jean Marie, right?
Yes, sir.
So how did that like kind of change did you have like second thoughts about your commitment or anything once he kind of left and Hilo came in, or did you like just love the university and Coach Harbaugh and all those guys, and how did that affect your thoughts on coming to Ann Arbor?
It did like it wasn't crazy. It's like me and him were like really close. Like we both came from Haiti, so we had a deep connection. So by him leaving, like a lot of coaches started like hitting me up from different schools. They're like, "You gonna leave?" Blah blah. All these different schools. It kind of wavered my mind a little bit, but then like got to know the coaches. I'm like, I'm trust the process. I'm like, I trust my talent enough. I trust my abilities to find a way on the field without
And I'm curious too. So what was the biggest thing that made you want to come to Michigan? Where else were you getting recruited to?
Quite a bit. I was very big on LSU and all of them, all the schools, because I was from down south. It's like Bama and all of them. I was very big on those, like at the beginning. So I wasn't really like, I didn't really like the Big Ten. I was like, it's cold.
Yeah.
When Alfred beat the Big Ten, I was like, it's cold. But I'm like, I'm from the South. I'm gonna stay in the South. I'll play in the South. I always believe like that was like my mentality is like best football's in the South. You want to play the best football? It's in the South, But then my mom just slowly talked about it, visited Michigan a bit. I just kind of fell in love with it. I just fell in love with the people around here, the culture. Everybody's so nice around here. That's one thing I realized.
That's the Midwest, man. Yeah, everybody's nice, but they also got, what is it? You have the Southern charm, right? Like people in the South are supposed to be friendly. It's Southern hospitality.
Yeah. So I just kind of fell in love with it. I made my commitment, and I've always believed like once you make a commitment, you can't go back on your word. So I was like, I can't go back to my word. I got at least before I try anything else out, see it out for a year. Can't back. I'm gonna leave just because my coach left. I'm like, I already made my commitment to this university, this place. So I try it out for a year, and after that, see where things lead me.
That's a big move as a kid, man.
No,
I mean, that's a very, very mature, shows a lot of maturity in that in that decision. And so I want to kind of get a little immature here. You said LSU. Do you have a Coach O impression?
No, like
no, not
like no,
go Tigers.
He does. He'll be like full on working out with like the video right there. I enjoyed it. It was awesome. It was awesome because like sometimes he'll be on a walk, sweaty, FaceTime. It'll be like random times throughout the day. I'm like middle of a class. Man, it's like FaceTime me while I walk. I'm like, it was fun just in the recruiting process, getting to know everybody.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
He's a character for sure. And so I'm assuming you visited Alabama then too?
Yes, sir, I did. I visited them. It was hot.
Yeah. What was your experience like with Saban?
Fun. He's very sad, No. It's Junior Colson, blah blah. Really like, Pete Goldie, linebackers coach. And, we connected. So it was fun. It was fun getting to know everybody. It was different. It was hot though. That was one thing. I felt like, I don't know why I thought like I had to wear khakis. So my mom was all like,
Oh man,
it was presentable. I was wearing khakis and all that. I was sweating. I was like, it's about time to go. Like I felt the pool going down to my legs. I was like, no. Gotta go. Like,
oh man.
You got
you were already
pass. It ain't good.
That's what I'm saying.
you were prepped for Michigan. You had your khakis on. You're nice and warm. You're all ready.
I know. When I came here, when I first came here, like I came for like the Ohio State game. Like it was like my sophomore year, and like I did not dress properly for it.
Oh no.
Thinking about I was like, I know it's chilly, but I'm trying to dress cool. I'm trying to put some swag on.
Yeah.
And all that. And, it was about like before the game started, it was about like I would not come out. Like as I was still like in the box, they're like, come down to your seat, Junior. Come down, like, in the front row where everybody's at the 50, where everybody's watching and all that stuff. And I was like, I'm good right here. Come on, kick off.
I'll stay where the heat's at.
Yeah, I was in the press box and all that. Kickoff started. I came down. It was about like I was walking down. I was like, all right, it's about done. I wanted to walk right back up, and Dawn, it was Jones' mom. She gave me this like big old thing wrapped around me. I don't think I saw any part of the game. I had that my whole body. I was just like, good. I was hiding, and then my mom's like, share this. I'm like, there's not enough room for both of us. I'm like, you knew this. You from here. And I'm like, there's not enough room for both of us.
Oh, it's fun. Oh
That's
man.
amazing. You said your mom was from here?
Yes, sir. She was born here.
Okay. Where at? What city?
Sagatuck.
Okay.
Oh,
Right on the west
nice.
side. Yeah. I like Saugatuck.
Yeah, West Side State's fun.
Yeah. Do you have like what's the weirdest? I feel like the recruiting process is like everyone's just, rolling out the red carpets for you. They're giving you whatever that, all giving you the pitch and all that stuff. What's the weirdest thing you ever experienced on a recruiting trip?
Oh no.
Or like the craziest story or something. If somebody like acted like doing something crazy to you.
That's a lot of crazy. They'll stay with me.
I respect that.
Yeah. That's probably for the best.
So here's a question for you. So when you came from Haiti, did you have to like learn all about football and like football culture, how the sport works and everything like that?
A bit. And it was mostly like, since I didn't speak English for the first year I was here. It was mostly like when I played football that first year, I didn't understand a single thing I was doing. All I know was I got handed the ball and they had a sign pointing that way. That's why I would run. It's the funniest thing. I don't know if my mom has pictures or not. But it would just like be like a sign. Like, put the arrow pointing that way, then they'll tell me which way I need to go. So that was a big thing. And like, I don't know, like the coach kept like, he kept like asking me questions. Like it was like one of the first couple practices. He kept asking questions, and I would answer. I was just smiling, like when I was like, like little leagues. And then like he kept like, and then he like asked my mom, "Does your son not speak? Is he mute or something?" Mom, like, he doesn't know English. My mom was like, he doesn't understand a single word you're saying right now. Like you can see you just going on by yourself. So and that's when time came. He was like, all I was just fast. I wouldn't tackle anyone, win anything. And then my first time trying to tackle, I was maybe in like 7th grade. And it was like when I was playing, like, cause I played in like this league, it was like Blaze. So you can play all the way up to like high school. You can be like a freshman in high school, and then after the freshman year, you can go on. So I was about like 6th grade, 7th grade. And we're doing Oklahoma drill, and I was going up against this freshman. And then it was the worst. It was the worst time of my life. I did one hit. And I was supposed to be a tackler. I came in. I was like, I can't be that bad, you know? Because I've never tackled before. I came in. Boom. I got bulldozed.
Oh, no.
My cleat came off. My helmet came off. Like, I left those things there, too. I got up. I ran to my mom. I was like, I told you to put me in soccer. I was like, I said I wanted to play soccer.
That's awesome.
And
oh, man.
After then, you never saw me in one Oklahoma drill again. Not a single one. All I did, like, every time I went to Oklahoma drill, I was always the running back. And all I did was shoot. Like, one time I spent, like, I was really good at juking back then. That's all I practiced. So I would juke everybody. One time, there was this one kid I just could not juke in the Oklahoma drill. So I was just back there like for like 5 minutes straight, just making moves. So you're not tackling me, man. Like, yeah, I probably just ran outside the boxes. I was like, nah.
Oh man.
Yeah, no,
I can't wait. Someday we're gonna see you with the ball in your hands here at Michigan, and it's gonna be a sight to see.
I'm excited. With that. Can't wait for it, you know.
There's got to be some trick play where you come in at running back or something. You and Donovan next year and Corum.
We haven't been talking about it, you know. We always talk about it, like who's the best. I'll always freshman. Like it's always been like he's like 1A, 1B. Me and him. I'm like 1A, 1B.
Make sure you're the A, right?
Yeah. And I'm like, and then we talked about like who can do like the transition, and then, like he was like, all right, it's Junior. I was like, so it's really 1A, 1B, dude. We keep going back and forth with that. You know, it's been going on for ever since we got here.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, do you have any NIL deals, by the way?
I have a lot of people that have hit me up, but I'm just taking it slow, taking my time.
Gotcha.
You know, I've signed all everybody signs, so now it's just like everything's coming in. So you got processing, look at contracts and all that.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, we got quite a bit of them in there right now. Just
nice.
Works.
Cool. All right.
I was just gonna like do you have like a dream NIL deal? Like if you could pick one company or whoever to partner with, what would it be?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A? Hell yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah.
I in high school I ate Chick-fil-A every day. My mom hit thousands of dollars on Chick-fil-A. No, because I ate it I went there for breakfast. I left school in the middle of the day for lunch.
Yep.
Get some more after, you know. So it was awesome. Love Chick-fil-A.
Dude, I don't want to get your hopes up, but I'm pretty sure there's one coming to Ann Arbor. I feel like I heard that somewhere. Like they're bringing one to Ann Arbor. I know there's already one at Ipsy at Eastern's campus, but I think there's one coming to Ann Arbor.
I found the one at Ipsy. I found the one at Novi.
Yeah, there you go.
But hopefully, because I'll be there every day. Like,
oh my God, me too.
Best customer.
Sure.
Well, I mean, go ahead and plug your stuff here. Where should people follow you on social media and all that?
It's my name. That's for my name, Junior Colson. Everything you find me there. I'm on that about every website.
Are you big on Insta or what? You posting selfies and
I got a decent following. But like I don't post selfies. That's like I'll leave that off for Mike B. That's all.
There you go.
What about AJ Henning? He's on TikTok and all that stuff.
Like I haven't tried TikTok yet. Like, you know, I watch TikTok. I haven't made one.
No, you haven't made one.
I haven't gotten the courage. Everybody, you can go famous. We're going to TikTok. I'm like, can't do it.
That ain't me.
Surprised we don't see you dancing or something out there.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't do it, man.
You haven't made it into the background of one of AJ's yet in the locker room.
I make sure I'm not. Can't do it, man.
Oh man.
I just can't make myself do it.
All right, that's coming next. Where you're gonna be on TikTok dancing in your chubby swimsuit or something. I'm gonna see like next time I open up TikTok, that's gonna be the first ad I see on there.
Maybe with an ad.
Yeah, you'll do it for money, right?
You might put some sweet on there. You gotta put some sweet for me.
All right, man. Well, hey, we appreciate you coming on here. This has been awesome. I mean, your personality is very infectious. The smile, the laughter, I love it here. So it's been great to have you on here and talk with you. Good luck in the next couple of weeks, man. Keep your guys' nose to the ground. Have fun in Miami. Have fun with just all the. I feel like in the bowl stuff, like it's just wild how many different activities and all this stuff. So you'll probably get some nice gifts, I would assume, in the college football playoff too.
Yes, sir. I'm hoping so. Like I try to ask the players, like it's my first time too. I ask them, so I'm excited. I'm trying to see what it's all about.
Maybe you come home with what's the sponsor of the Orange Bowl? I forget.
Capital One,
I think maybe.
Yep.
I was gonna say if it's like PlayStation, maybe you get like a PS5 or something. I don't know.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, I'm not big on games because I kind of suck. But I will talk a lot of shit.
There you go.
I will talk shit.
Yeah, I love that. Well, go follow Junior. Check his page out. TikTok coming soon, and we'll hopefully have you on here at some point in the future too, man. But we appreciate it, and we'll talk to you later. Go Blue.
Go Blue.
Go Blue.
Go Blue.
Man, I didn't really know Junior Colson as like a person really before this. Didn't feel like he had much FaceTime, I guess, on a lot of things, but he might be one of my favorite Wolverines after that interview.
Just a funny guy, happy-go-lucky. And he's crushing it, man. As a freshman football player, he's got a big, lot of, I guess, potential. Got a high ceiling.
He's already there though. Like he's got a ton of potential, but he's like already making an impact. Yeah.
I didn't realize
he's definitely a guy.
Football until like he was 10 years old. That's the crazy part to me. And he's like dominating.
I'm just glad he's on our team. It's great to have a guy who's just fun, having fun, smiling, and he's just built like a Mack truck, right?
It's so funny too, to your point, Jack, like, and yours, Kalen, he's built like a Mack truck, but every single time he talks, he's like, yeah, I don't like hitting people. And like, he's just talking about running around people. I'm like, dude, you're 6'2", 240. Like, you should be hitting people. You also play linebacker where your job is to hit people. So
literally,
I'm glad that he's starting to get into the rhythm of that, because we're gonna need him to do that a little bit here.
Yes,
he's doing a great job so far.
He is. It'll be very cool, I think, to watch him and Nakai Hill-Green under Mike McDonald in the next few years. We haven't had speedy linebackers in quite some time. Obviously, Don Brown was just like, wanted big boys that blitzed all the time. So it's going to be really cool to watch those boys fly around, be able to drop back in coverage, be able to go stick some people at the line, all that stuff.
Yeah, agreed. But also Devin Bush and Cam McGrone, weren't they pretty speedy?
Yeah, I mean, they were obviously very fast. But
who was Justin Rowe?
Yes, Devin Bush sideline to sideline was like incredibly fast. McGrone was also fast, but I feel like
Jabril Peppers was slow though. Peppers? He was pretty slow.
Peppers was not I mean, he was kind of a linebacker, but not really. He was more of a safety. You're just being an asshole.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. What else is new?
Gotta keep it fun. Gotta keep it fun.
All right. Well, with that, Jackson asshole, and he will be forever. So we'll take you to the next episode with that. But you can follow us at Blue by 90 on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We're on the Maize and Brew network on YouTube, and of course, all of our podcasts there. Go check out. They've got other podcasts out there too. We've got some stuff that's coming out in writing as well. So you can, if you go to maizenbrew.com, a lot of articles coming out as well. I personally will have a couple this week too. So go check those out. And with that, we say go blue.
Go blue.
Go blue.